This cowl only takes 2 to 3 hours to make and is really easy to do. The stitch I have used is Tunisian Crochet Extended Simple Stitch, and this is what it looks like in situ. The yarn is from Aldi. It is called So Crafty and it is super chunky. In fact, it is so chunky that it is only about 3 wraps per inch. For this cowl I used a 12mm Tunisian crochet hook. It was about 30 centimeters long, a 10mm ordinary crochet hook, a tape measure, a very wide-eyed needle, a stitch marker, and a pair of scissors. The width of the cowl is going to be 7 inches, and for that I need to chain 10. Just checking the length of the chain, and that is indeed 7 inches. The next thing to do is to create a Tunisian crochet foundation row. This I'm doing the easy way, and to save time, the link to the video on how to do a Tunisian crochet foundation row the easy way is above. Because I used a chain of 10, there will be 10 loops on the hook. Now for an ordinary Tunisian crochet return pass, and as always I'm going to mark the last stitch of the row. This is the end of the return pass, and there is now 1 loop left on the hook. And because this is the extended simple stitch, I'm going to chain 1 for the first stitch. Now for the second stitch, insert the hook behind the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and now chain 1. And this is a Tunisian crochet extended simple stitch. And continue with extended simple stitches all the way along the row. This is the last extended simple stitch into the marked space at the end of the row. So insert the crochet hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, remove the stitch marker, and then chain 1. And this is the first row of Tunisian crochet extended simple stitch. So for the return pass, chain 1, mark the space at the end of the row, the 2 vertical bars on the left side and 1 on the right side of the marker, and do a normal Tunisian crochet return pass. This is the end of the second return pass, and the forward pass is going to be exactly the same as the previous forward pass, so chain 1, then a Tunisian crochet simple stitch into the next vertical bar, then chain 1, so that is an extended simple stitch, and continue with extended simple stitches all the way along the row. Until the last stitch into the marked space. Remove the stitch marker, chain 1, and that is the second row of Tunisian crochet extended simple stitch. So for the return pass, chain 1, mark the space at the end of the row, and keep going until the fabric created is of the length required. In this case I want it to be between about 28 and 30 inches long. And here is the length of fabric I've created, and as you can see it is 30 inches long. As the length is perfect, I'm going to do one last return pass before slip stitching the edges of the cowl together. And this is the return pass completed with one loop on the hook. So I'm now going to switch to a 10mm ordinary crochet hook to make it easier to slip stitch the edges of the cowl together. And as I always do, I'm going to put a twist in the fabric, as I think it makes the cowl rather more attractive. And with the twist in place, I can now insert the crochet hook into the corresponding space at the end of the opposite row. Yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. Now insert the crochet hook behind the next vertical bar and then push the hook under the corresponding stitch on the opposite side. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that is a slip stitch completed, and continue with slip stitches all the way along the row until the marked space at the end. Now inserting the crochet hook into the marked space at the end of the row, and now pushing the hook into the corresponding space on the other side, yarn over and pull through all the loops. So that is the slip stitching completed, and both ends joined together nice and neatly. Before I cut the yarn, I'm going to just secure the loop from the last slip stitch just to check the cowl for size, and if everything is okay, the yarn can then be cut, and the loose ends of yarn can then be secured using a very wide-eyed needle. And this is the completed Tunisian crochet extended simple stitch super chunky cowl with a twist.